just don't know. I don't know. I'm looking, yeah.
Marc Clarke, that's classic. I love it.
I'm Coach Roz, and I'm here with my Healing Shot Plus immunity booster, and it's just as simple as taking one shot a day, just one shot, 1 ounce a day for your immune system. That's it.
And welcome to the show. What's going on, family? I hope everybody is doing well today. Man, I tell you, I'm telling you, it's a reminder. Every day is a reminder. Every day is a reminder of how blessed we are, even if we're not ready to admit it. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something. It's so easy to get distracted, isn't it? It's so easy to get distracted. Bootsy, by the way, is on his way to get his COVID shot. I guess getting his booster or whatever. So Bootsy's not here today. Again, we're going to get in and out today. It's not going to be long. Shout out, family. How's everybody doing? I think we are all recovering from what happened at what happened on the Oscars, which, by the way, produced by Will Packer and had the highest viewing since for quite some time. What's up, Bridget? I think a viewing was up like 56%. And so shout out to Will Packer and the ladies who held down the show, did an amazing job. It was more diversity. It was more interesting. It seemed like the vibe was very positive. Sheridan, it seemed very positive. Aside from what happened, as we all talked about it, good news. It looks like, Will Smith has apologized. Cecil Parker, oh my goodness, St. Louis is in the building. Man, Cecil, you cannot watch the documentary on Kanye West. I cannot watch and not think about my man, Cecil Parker. When I was in St. Louis, Cecil had a show called Magic City Videos, and I was a part of it, one of the many hosts over the years, but Cecil was the man with the camera back in the day. Cecil, I can't help but thinking about you, man. But shout out to you and everybody in St. Louis. So Will has issued an apology, apparently, saying that I was trying to see if I could make this bigger. Will Smith issued apologies after slapping Chris Rock, saying that violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. Smith wrote, I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line. I was wrong. I'm embarrassed. My actions were not indicative of a man I want to be. There's no place for violence in the world of love and kindness. So Will did it. He did apologize, and hopefully all is well. What's going on, family? I see a Deidre, Tiffany. It was interesting. This whole process, seeing people's points of view, hearing how people felt about it, definitely got everybody engaged. I thought that, in my opinion, I think D.L. Hughley, when it comes to commentary, he does a note from the GED section, which I think is amazing. I think D.L. Hughley is not nobody. I don't think anybody nowadays is better at basically commentary, in my opinion, than D.L. Hughley. And this was D.L. Hughley, his latest, a bit from a little note from the GED section. You know, D.L. Talks about the fact that he did not attend college. In fact, he has a GED. But I don't know if anybody's better than putting into words really how a lot of us felt about this in D.L. Hughley. Here is D.L. With a note from.
A lot of moments to be proud of. Questlove winning, the fact that two women of color and three women in general were hosting the show. There were several people who were grateful and honorable. What I thought, and as to the question of whether what happened last night was right or wrong, when you hit somebody, that is illegal. And the only reason nobody didn't go to jail is because nobody pressed charges. So if you have a question as to whether that was right or wrong, if it's illegal and could potentially be a felony, it's probably wrong. If you told somebody you didn't like something somebody said and you punched him in front of people, you more than likely would go to jail. Having said that, Will Smith was integral in my life. When I was a warm-up for many years because I was on the show initially as a warm-up. I got fired because people didn't like me. Alfonso Rivera's father didn't like me, and he got me, and I was fired. Weeks later, Will called me back, and I was a warm up for the duration of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And he knew that I needed, back then I think it was $10,000 in SAG due. You had to make $10,000 in wages to get benefits, or you couldn't. He knew I had a family, and he was just remarkable. It was remarkable to watch what he'd become. It was remarkable to watch somebody who went from a rapper to a TV star to the biggest movie star in the world. And now on last night, he did something no other person, black or white, very rarely has done. Achieved box office success and all of a sudden the critical accolades, the best actor. And that is not what people are talking about. I can say this. I like everybody else. I like everyone else. I think I can only speculate, but I can say this. Planes don't crash because one thing happens. Planes have redundant systems in place. So that if this thing goes wrong, then things stop. When planes crash, you can believe that sequentially a lot of things went wrong. And that happens when people snap. And you only have to look at what happened. Like I like you, saw Will, hear the joke and laugh initially, and then something happened. Now, I can't tell you what that was, what the trigger was, but I can tell you this. It seemed to be certainly more than a joke. Than that joke that day. You only had to look at what he said in his acceptance speech and how emotional he was and how he talked about the disrespect he had to take and the things that people had done to him. And I remember very early on that some of the things that people would say were more jealously based. But then later on, they've gotten more sinister, more acrimonious, more mean, more hurtful. And I can tell you this, that a lot of the things we know because that information comes directly from that family. A lot of it. There is an entire verbiage. If you say entanglement, you know exactly what that means. That didn't come from other people. Now, of course, the public is going to pontificate and to guess and to rumor monger. That is only natural. That's what happens, and that's unfortunate. But to give them something they can use against you, to give them the club that then hurts you to the extent that you're crying about it in a very emotional way, seems to be counterintuitive. If the attempt was to protect your family and to protect your wife, don't look on the internet now, because some of the things they're saying are even more hurtful, even more hopeful. It is a shame that on a night that should have been celebratory, on a night where we saw things that we've never seen before, we saw a thing we'd never seen before. And it's sad. but it says a lot about what we allow people to have access to and the things that we allow, that we hold precious, that we let people use against us. And not on purpose. I think it's great to try to be transparent, but there are things that come along with that. There's some of the things that people repeat and regurgitate and rumor about are things that come from that very family, and that's a shame. Now, if that's how you want to be, no one can stop you from saying anything you want to say, but understand who people are. When you're telling us, when you're crying, when you're emotional about something you've gone through, it was not just that day. It was a series of days. There have been some humiliating things that have happened. We all have those things happen in our families, in our relationship, in our business dealing. We just mostly don't have to do them out loud. But I would say this. I don't think you owe it to people to give them the club that they beat you with. I don't think you owe it to people to give you the knives that they cut you with or the ammunition they use to blow you apart. In the Bible, it says, do not get dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. If you do, they may trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces. And a variation of that is what played out last night. It was sad. It was mean, but it happened. And I think some of the things that people do to us, we give them the ammunition that they need. That's a little note from the GED section. We've got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.
Again, I think D.L. Hughley probably is one of the greatest of this generation with this commentary. And I think, again, you know how you want to say something, but you don't know quite what to say. You want to say something that's special, but what DL said, oh my goodness. And what's crazy is they've announced, or it was announced, that they're going to talk about this, Will and Jada, on the Red Table Talk. I think, again, the takeaway from what DL pointed out, are you okay with giving the people to the club that they beat you with? Man, that is a bar right there, boy. Giving the people a club that they beat you with. That is so much how things are today, right? Social media, it's so much how things are today. That's why, we're pretty transparent. Me and my wife are pretty transparent. And not all the way, though. Because, again, there's certain things you just don't want. There's certain cans you just don't want to open, right? And I think Will and Jada have opened the can and then sometimes, again, are hurt by what goes with that. You know what I mean? And I was just thinking about this for those, people who've been married, ain't married, in relationships, right? I was just thinking about this. Why, we all these shows are on, and me and Allison have been married over 20 years, and it's so interesting. It's so interesting because when you look at how shows characterize, shows, most people's conversations and things like that, they characterize marriage. It really is kind of like either is that people are unsatisfied, people are messing around, people are murdered, right? All these shows about marriage. But it doesn't really spend a lot of time about the image of marriage, and what people who've been married a long time know is it is a journey between two people where you have to lean on each other, you go through pain together, you go through joy together, you survive together. And it is a special thing. It is a special thing. And it's not glamorous and it's not sexy. There's so many unspokens, though, that ain't nobody need to know. Okay, I said it that way for a reason. Ain't nobody need to know certain things about your marriage because it's just y'all, and in that there is a bond, there's a connection, there's strength, there's a closeness that happens. And I think the danger of a Red Table Talk, or the danger of being too transparent, is I think what Will and Jada kind of have experienced, right? The whole world, first of all, when you are a public figure, I think here's something that people don't know who are now, everybody has their own show now, right? You can open up your phone and do exactly what I do every day. You can do the same thing I'm doing on StreamYard, on Facebook, on YouTube, on whatever, Twitter, on whatever you're watching this. Everybody can be a broadcaster. Everybody is doing it. Now, as somebody who's not only done it for blank years, 30 years, I majored in radio television. One of the things you learn in radio television, or when you learn about it, you don't have to learn. Nowadays, you just go to Google, is a public figure, right? So when you decide to do this, you now become a public figure. And when you are a public figure, people can come for you. People can come for you. If you are not a public figure and somebody says something about you, or somebody, you have laws that protect you. But when you become a public figure, it's a whole different ballgame. And of course, the jokes, the cracks, the comments are leveled at you. So I'm saying all that to say, when you have two public figures like Jada and Will, it's par for the course, right? Whatever you got, whatever disease you got, whatever struggle you have, I'm not gonna say it's right or wrong, but it is. You open yourself up to it. Then, especially on top of it, if you are even doing another layer of exposure where you're giving up your private information, your intimate information, you're giving up access to all that. And so this impacts your kids. So just think that whole family is a public family. That whole family is all out there for the world to see, like the Kardashians and everybody else. And, a lot comes with that. A lot comes with that. And so I'm so glad to see that, I think Will officially apologize. There was a report that Chris Rock apologized, but I guess there's some we're still investigating if that was truthful or not, if that was really Chris Rock. But at the end of the day, we can move forward from that. And, again, just, man, what DL said, the club that they beat you with is something for all of us to think about now in this social media world. Those posts on social media, we think about that. Like when you do a post and you got your kids out there, you got your family out there, you have your heart out there, you can get blasted. You can't prepare. You can get blasted, right? You can get blasted. So just be careful out there. And I'm glad we can move forward on this. Now, something I just wanted to hop in. So briefly, is so much going on in this new world. Many of these businesses that we're very familiar with are in trouble. They're fighting for their life. They're struggling. And I saw this list on, and I wanted to just hop out there just to put it on your mind. And also, if you want to comment, please feel free to comment, because I'm not going to be on long today. But tomorrow, Moo Fresh joins us. Yes, Maimouna Youssef. If you've never heard of her, she's amazing. Maimouna Youssef joins us tomorrow. If you haven't heard of her, Moo Fresh, Google her, Moo Fresh. She is amazing. We'll be featuring her videos. We'll be featuring conversation. I've noticed since she was 16, 17 years old, she's now a grown woman, and she kills it on Sway in the morning. She kills it. Anytime she's in front of a microphone, there's always some Lauryn Hill comparisons because she raps, she sings, she's a poet, she's an artiste, and has been one since day one. She joins us tomorrow. And Friday, all right, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, but on Friday, legendary Will Downing joins us on Friday. Oh, yes, the week is lit. The week is lit. So make sure you tune in. So, okay, I'm going to go through some of these restaurants. Give me your thoughts on these restaurants, and if you realize that they're on the ropes, okay? Here we go, and then we'll wrap things up. Applebee's, yes. Applebee's opens its doors for the first time in 1980, and it looked like so far Applebee's has closed more than 120 of its locations. down approximately 1,200 locations. They're fighting for their life. They're still in it to win it. But Applebee's, get out there and support Applebee's because they're on the ropes. All right. Again, I'm running through restaurants because of COVID are having a tough time and may close their doors if they don't have the support. Sbarro, 20 years. Okay, let's keep it real about Sbarro now. Sbarro always seduces you with how good the food looks, but if I'm honest, sometimes it looks better than it tastes. Okay? And Kevin said Applebee's. Hey, Kevin, don't be cracking on Applebee's. That was my spot back in the day. Crystal Burger in the South, almost like the Southern version of White Castle, right? 2020, chain filed for bankruptcy, below their $50 to $100 million debt, and I don't know. Crystal, Bar Louie. Oh no, Bar Louie. I'm not familiar with Bar Louie. I have not really hit up Bar Louie. Sbarro, hit or miss. You said buy Applebee's. You wrong, Sheridan. Oh snap, fellas. Hooters. Not a surprise. Hooters has closed like 7% of their stores. It's kind of got, I think they're a little played out, right? Little played out, the little short outfits and women and all that kind of stuff. And let's keep it real. The food at Hooters was never a killer, was it? I mean, it was all right. All right. Oh, damn, Kevin, if you love George Wallace, you'll love Crystal Burger. Dang. Let me tell you something. Boston Market has filed for Chapter 11. Forced to shut 700 of its location. It remains attempts. It's trying to hold it off, but it looks like the U.S. market is closing. Bar Louie near Galley Place. Okay, all right, Sheridan. Shout out to Bar Louie. Go support. Pear goat cheese salad and wings. Wow. Are you ready? On the list, fighting to stay alive, Papa John's Pizza. What? Papa John's, just because of the former owner with that loose lips sink ships, baby. So they're fighting to hold on. Now, let me tell you something. This next one, Kevin, what are you talking about? Okay, see. Kevin, you're not wrong. You didn't say nothing wrong. Now you didn't say nothing wrong. Okay. Restaurants struggling, fighting to stay alive. Golden Corral, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something. There was a time Golden Corral was on the list. Let me tell you something. My mother-in-law, we used to pack it all in and go to Golden Corral, even if there was a child playing in the chocolate fountain. Even though it was a child playing in the chocolate fountain, we were still there. Oh, man. Golden Corral, one of the oldest chains around, opens its doors in the 70s. Wow. And, of course, the rise of health awareness made the chain have challenging hits. Also, 500 remaining in the country. They're rebranding and remodeling their restaurants. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. What's up, Miranda? I see my cousin in the mix. Let me tell you something. Cuz, what was the cafeteria style restaurant in the South mainly? Is it Piccadilly? Man, you better quit playing. Was it Piccadilly? Miranda, my mom loved, a Southern buffet. Woo, or whatever it's called. I think it was Piccadilly. I ain't gonna lie. I used to love some Piccadilly. Now we're much more aware of cleanliness and healthiness. Yes. Sherry just says, shut that Petri dish down. Quit playing. Miranda, what's going on? Okay. Let me tell you something. Here's another one. Restaurants that are... Look at Kevin. Kevin even... It must be an AIDS thing, Kevin, because we know about that Piccadilly and Real Greens. Yes. Miranda Hot Shot. Okay. Look. Restaurants and chains that are fighting to stay afloat. Ponderosa Steak Shop. Come on now, Ponderosa. That was one of my... Ponderosa was one of my favorites. Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. Wait a minute, y'all. Now, I got one. This one right here is going to hurt some feelings. This one right here hurts my feelings because I'm going to tell you, especially my old self, Marc Clarke, 100 pound heavier, some of my best weight was put on. Let me tell you something. Even to this day, this one right here, the combination, let me tell you something. Strawberry shake with chili mac and a double cheeseburger with everything. Come on now. You know I'm talking about Steak and Shake. Come on, Steak and Shake. Man, even to this, I can taste it right now. The thin fries, the chili mac. You know the chili mac's good when you have the chili mac and you can still have that on your tongue, the residue, the grease residue. You ain't nothing but sleepy after a double at Steak and Shake and a delicious shake, chocolate or vanilla, or freeze. Me and my diabetic mom put on some death weight. See, Miranda knows. We put on some death weight at Steak and Shake, but Steak and Shake is on the ropes. All right, family. We in and out today. In and out. Don't forget tomorrow, Moo Fresh joins us. Bootsy will be back. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much again. If you're watching this in real time, thank you so much. And please subscribe. If you are watching this at a later time, please subscribe, tell your friends, and join us every weekday at 10 a.m.